So this video I think is just going to be an introduction on my Z3, my first car. What it is, what's been done to it, what's gonna happen to it, what I'm working on right now. But yeah, I mean, this car really started it all, so it deserves its own intro video. But here it is, Z3. I'll put in pictures of what it normally looks like and what it has looked like, but I think, and I also think this is gonna be uncut video. That door is off right now, it's under there, because it has a crinkle in it. You can kind of see it. But yeah, this car started, and I'll show a picture. When we got it, I got it off of a good close family friend. His name was Mike. Rest in peace, Mike. Huge BMW guy. And I mean, it was a great car. It was on Bilstein coilovers, style 68s, not these ones. Or maybe, I think the rears are from this car. I don't think the fronts are though. I think the fronts are from a different set I got. This car was a great car. It was automatic, and it's a 2000, and it had like 78,000 miles when we got it. But I mean, if you pop the hood, you'll see how clean it is under there. So this was my first car. It's a car I not learned, but it's a car like I did all my permit driving in. And yeah, it's a 2.8. I mean, great car. Only issues I've ever had with it was water pump snapping. I'll definitely put in a picture of that. This car stocked for a long time, and then when I started modifying it, it was first just BC Extreme lows on Style 5s. It wasn't really it wasn't that low then. I mean, it was, yeah, I wasn't that low. But I'll definitely throw in a picture of that era. And then it went to, I believe, Style 66s in the rear, and then another wheel in the front. I think it went to that setup, which I don't know why I changed then. And then it went to the 68 in the rear with the 326 springs where I was tucking. There was that setup. Weak ass fitment, but that shit was tucking. And then it went to this one. Obviously you can't tell. 3-piece SSRs, Courages. Obviously I have the rears right there. But it went to this setup, really low to the ground. And then I blew my fuel lines going on a fun drive with Goots. So, and I don't know if I even said, this car used to be an automatic, but I've done a manual swap. So it's manual now. I've never driven it as a manual though, because it's been sitting on jack stands for like 4 months. And I just use this shit as storage, like wheel dollies, tie downs, fucking engine leveler. See the fuel cell though, so that's the big plan with this thing. Big plan is fuel cell. So as you can see, I'm leveling shit out, building all the supports. I'm going to be welding the supports this week. I don't know if I'll do it today, but for surely this week. There's a plate I made for it, so this covers the trunk. This hole is for battery, just battery access. This is for the fuel cell, like this kind of like some where it goes down and then the lines end up right there in those little notches. That's just for the wires, and that slit's also for wires. But that will sit up here, and then yeah, just mount fuel cell. Because once I mount fuel cell, I have to go underneath. I have to move the subframe. It's already out, but I just have to move it over. And I have to go down and mount oil filter and fuel pump. As you can see right here, I got my AEM inline pump. This thing's a fucking unit. It's fucking huge. But go big or go home. And my filter's somewhere in this fucking mess. I don't know where. But yeah, that's the big thing. Mounting those two up underneath somewhere where they're out of danger, out of sight. And then from there, you can measure your AN lines, and I'll measure those. And then lines will be ran, and then it's just a matter of hoping the electronics works, because I don't know if the manual, how the car's going to react with having a manual transmission now. I swapped it to a manual ECU, so it should figuratively be fine, but I know sometimes cars do have issues with it because they freak the fuck out. But yeah, I mean, this is just introduction. I'll film me kind of working on it a little bit tonight. It's kind of just boring stuff that was just like cut, measure, cut. And I mean, that's just boring, you know? It's just, you're watching me there shoot smarks into my face, and that's about it. So yeah, I think I'll film mostly the other stuff. But yeah, this and the wagon, they're going on at the same time, which has been rough. Yeah, it was kind of like I put other cars in priority of it, and then I stopped working on cars, and then, not stopped, but like, I took a break for a little bit. But now I'm back to working on them full force. I'm working on them every day, hours on days so far, and I've been loving it. It's my life. I love working on cars. But again, this thing is gonna be sick. I can't wait. There's still some end goals with this car. It's not gonna be done after fuel cell, but it will be nice just to be able to have fuel cell, not to worry about, you know, fuel lines getting broken again. So yeah, this is my 2002 Z3 Topaz Blue, and she's a fucking beautiful car, and I love her to death. You know, hopefully never get rid of her. The only time I'll get rid of her is if she fucking gets sideswiped by a semi, but that'll probably get rid of me too, so it'll be okay. Alright, so last update we had with the Z3 is fabricating the trunk stuff. So the past couple of days I'm doing all this. It's all dirty. I just haven't cleaned it, but it's all metal under there. So it's basically just tack welded all these supports in. It makes it level with these beams over here, but I'm probably gonna trim down the plate a good chunk, that plate right there. Trim it down. I know I am on this side because of the battery stuff. So yeah, the goal today, trim it down to where it fits good, and then drill all the holes out, because these are supposed to be, I made little studs. They're not well made, but they're made. So get holes to line up with those, and then just bolt it down and call it a day. It's really all I want to do today. I want to put more work on the wagon later tonight, which I'll do, and I'll film all that. But yeah, that's just what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna time lapse most of it. But yeah, I don't know, pretty simple stuff. Just cut, drill a hole, bolt down. Nothing exciting or anything, but it's what's necessary to make this car work again. So it's important. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to that, time lapse it, and then we'll come with an update soon. So, just got the holes drilled out. Now I'm just gonna tighten down the nuts and bolts I got in here. I'll show those in a second. It should be good for a little bit. Address the situation of having the fuel cell mounted properly in here. But I'll show you guys what it looks like in a second and what the plan is. Hopefully we can attack that soon. But yeah, I mean, it's coming along well. Able to fabricate this, but you can see all the studs, got all the holes drilled out, and then yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten those real quick, and then plan. Fuck this. Plate keeps fucking moving every time. Alright. So those are now tightened up. This thing's solid. I love being able to fabricate my own shit. But yeah, it's all tight now. You can see there's no play anymore, which is really nice. It does bend in a couple places, but once it's all said and done, it will stop doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the fuel cell, and then we'll put it in here, mock it up. I'll show you the plan for the like hanger part, I guess you would say. Not the hanger part, like this. There's like little metal straps that hold it down. We gotta mount those somehow. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so I got the fuel cell in place. I'll show y'all what we're working with here. So here it is. That's why there's that little cutout right here. It's for the AN fittings. And these are the straps I'm talking about. Kind of just like straps that go over and they bolt down. They have little bonds to them, they just little straight lines that go across in the end. This is no issue because I can just put a nut and a bolt on the end of that and just bolt it up. Same with this one, no issue. But then this would come over here and it's a little bit off the edge right here. So what I'm gonna do is get a little bit of a thicker plate, weld it along the, not weld it, but like tack weld it along the thing, along the support beam right there. And then just have a little like inch long plate right there to be able to mount and secure the fuel cell down, because you know, if this isn't secure down, the car's gonna catch on fire. But the fabrication went really well. You can see how close that stud is to that, which is what I wanted, because I wanted it to have little movement side to side as well. Now we'll stop it from moving side to side in case any of these straps come loose. So that's good. And you can see how basically it's not like flat, it gradually goes down that way. And the reason for that is that this fuel cell, it's an old school fuel cell, if you want to say. It doesn't have an in-house pump, so I have to run an inline pump. And basically there's a little sump down here, that's why it's cut out. And in order to get all the fuel possible, it needs to gradually go down, because the gravity will put it over there, and that will just keep fuel flow a little better. So that's why it's gradually going down. It's nothing crazy, it's not like a steep slope, but that's why it's a little bit different. But yeah, I'll do this soon, weld these up, and then I gotta start getting oil filter and an inline pump all mounted, and measure the fuel lines, how much we need, buy the fuel lines, and we should be all good to go. Hoping to get this thing done fairly soon. I've said that for about 4 months now, 6 months probably. Nothing's happened. Actually, it's only been 4 months. But yeah, trying to get this thing done. It's not going to be done before Lake 2.0, which sucks, but next year's Lake 2.0 is going to go crazy. Yeah, I just want this thing back on the street, and I want to do it right. I don't want to rush it before Lake 2.0. So yeah, keep y'all updated with this one.